Hotel Transylvania, Transformania, the fourth in the animated series about the vampire who runs a residential hotel for monsters, is the brightest, funniest, sweetest, and all-around best one yet. During the celebration of the 125th anniversary of Hotel Transylvania, Mavis overhears Dracula's plans to retire and leave the hotel to her and Johnny. But Johnny's enthusiastic reaction and plans for changes make him reconsider. Devoted single dad Drac never been comfortable with his human son-in-law Johnny. It is more than just the difference between monsters and humans. Drac is by nature restrained, anxious, and resistant to change, while Johnny is ebullient, adventuresome, and impulsive. Worried about Johnny ruining the hotel, Dracula lies to him saying that there is a monster real estate law which only lets monsters own the hotel, disappointing Johnny. Johnny does not want to disappoint Mavis, so he impulsively visits the basement lab of mad scientist Van Helsing. Van Helsing decides to help Johnny using a ray that turns humans into monsters and vice versa. After testing it on his guinea pig Gigi, he uses it on Johnny, who turns into a dragon-like monster. Learning about Monster Johnny, Dracula tries to turn him back to normal, but accidentally turns himself into a human, no fangs, receding hairline, and breaks the ray's crystal. Talk about terrifying. The magic monster-making crystal breaks, and the only way to return them to their original forms is to find another one. Van Helsing tells Dracula and Johnny that they can still turn themselves back to normal by getting a new crystal which lies in the Cave of Reflection in South America. Griffin the Invisible Man, David Spade, had been nothing but a pair of glasses until his transformation. His friends are surprised to find out he'd been naked the whole time. For Griffin himself, the equally disconcerting surprise is that he is balding. Who has been inside the thousands of years old wrapping around Murray the Mummy and what Wayne the Wolfman looks like without all the fur, though still pretty hairy. The unpieced together Frankenstein turns out to be a selfie-taking dreamboat. At least he thinks so. And so, it is a road movie, with two very different people, now suddenly different from their own selves as well as from each other, learning to work together along the way. Drac goes from frustrated fury at not being able to fly or use mind control, to delight at experiencing what seems very ordinary to us: sunlight. Drac may be a vampire, but he is horrified when he is confronted by another species of bloodsucker mosquitoes. Mavis and Erica confront Van Helsing after learning about Dracula and Johnny's whereabouts in the news, but he warns them about the effects of the ray, as humans who become monsters continue to mutate and become more hostile as time goes on. With this in mind, the rest of the gang head to South America to find Dracula and Johnny. While traveling through the South American jungle, Dracula and Johnny begin to bond, and Dracula eventually begins to confess that he lied about the monster real estate law, but the rest of the group find them. Things turn sour when Dracula admits his deception regarding passing over the hotel to Mavis and Johnny. This prompts an upset Johnny to believe Dracula does not consider him family and to mutate further before running away. Mavis item Johnny Trong Kai Dracula va Nhn Genndy Con Li Trong Nhum N Cave of Reflection. Mavis finds Johnny, but the transformation has turned him very volatile. She leads him to the Cave of Reflection where they finally find the crystal. When Mavis tries to turn Johnny back to normal, nothing happens due to him being too frenzied. In desperation, Dracula lets himself get captured by Johnny and goes on a remorseful tangent about how wrong he was about Johnny and how he now sees the best in him, finally acknowledging him as family. This brings Johnny back to his senses, and he is returned to human form. With Dracula and his friends turned back to normal, they return home only to find the hotel has been destroyed by Gigi. After turning Gigi back to normal, Dracula bemoans his loss. He soon decides to let Mavis and Johnny rebuild the hotel to their liking. 1 year later, Mavis and Johnny show Dracula the rebuilt Hotel Transylvania which he comes to enjoy.